Dave Garber, the meeting is being.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Good evening, all around the world. This is Dr. Bill Williams at the Global Summits Symposium here with Dr. Robert Pick, and we are enjoying ourselves on a Sunday afternoon. We are working hard to bring you continuing dental education, also good for any other medical personnel who treat patients. So we are here with Robert, and he is known as the PurpleCow Doc. I've always known Dr. Pick as an outstanding clinician. So I wanted to tell you a few things about him before he gets going. He graduated Northwestern University Dental School, and he has a degree in perio and oral path. I'm really pleased to tell you that he's part of the top 100 doctors in the Global Summits. He's a member of the Dream Team, and Global Summits is an international body of thousands of doctors from all around the world who've come together to make a better statement for how patients are treated. And so this doctor-to-doctor movement by Dr. Kiernan Shaw is taking root all around the world, hundreds of countries, thousands of physicians, dentists, chiropractors, pharmacists, etc. So what I want to do is put on my PowerPoint and give a little introduction to what we're doing, and then we'll move right on to Dr. Pick's presentation today.
Thank you, Bill, and appreciate the introduction. And right before we came on, Bill and I, we had some weird technical issues, but we were talking about dental school, and I said it was really strange that there's times today when I walk into a room to give a lecture, I'm the oldest dude in the room, and it gets really strange. And as Paul Goodman would say, I'm a seasoned age dentist. And I tell Paul, pretty soon I'm going to be a geezer age dentist, as Alan Stern would say. The numbers get weird, but Bill and I have one thing that a lot of people don't have. It's called reading glasses and gray hair. And with that comes experience. And there's no substitute for experience. I don't know why I'm thinking of this, because I can't remember what I did yesterday, but I've been on staff at Northwestern. In 1984, I was put on the hospital staff and the medical faculty as well. They wanted a dental presence. Story's way too long, but I'm flattered to be there still. And in 1988, there was 5 of us that made a recording of who we felt the best physicians and dentists were. And it's interesting, all 5 of us are still on staff. And in 1989, we said the best physicians, dentists in the world are almost 1 or 2 years out of their residency. They know everything, tons of energy, they're up on it, and they're awesome and the best. 3 years ago, we were asked to repeat the video with the same thing. All 5 of us, and they asked us not to talk, and we didn't, gave the exact same answer. And my friend Renee Hartz, she's been teased like me. Her last name is Hart, H-A-R-T-Z. She's a cardiac surgeon. And of course, with a last name like Pick, I had no choice to be a dentist. But we all said the best dentists, physicians, chiropractors are not 2 to 3 years out of school. They're age 50 and greater, as long as they've kept up with the literature, wanting to stay ahead of the game. Which is me, which is Bill. It's going to be everybody that's out here. Kane, we like leading the curve. We have experience, and that is huge. No substitute for it. All right, so I'm done with my rant, and let's go to PowerPoint, and I want to go through some stuff. And Bill Pavel's out here, so as you and I talked about, let's just leave, and I'll see you later. Just kidding. Hope you're all having a good time so far. Pavel is one superhuman dentist, and let's quickly do a screen share. And this is my project stuff for the weekend, and I still have a lot to do, but let's get into some, as I'm known for, super coolio, awesome stuff. Global Summit, the doc-to-doc Podinar. I love that word. First time I heard Podinar, I'm like, wait a minute, is it a podcast? Is it a webinar? It's a Podinar. And that, by the way, people, Okay, or is thinking out of the box. Something you got to do all of the time. July 19th, I can't believe summer's like halfway through for us here in Chicago, although it's nice and warm. Global Summit, baby, and flattered to be part of the dream team. Just so many cool things happen if you stay ahead of the curve. A big shout out to Dr. Shah. Without him, this wouldn't be here. I interviewed him on my PurpleCowWow Facebook group about maybe 2 weeks ago. I can't remember, time flies. We were laughing about stuff that when you think out of the box, when you do things, you don't sleep. And my friend Chris Saino runs an awesome Facebook investing group. He has a t-shirt that says, "We eat what others sleep." And it's very true. I can't stay up all night anymore like I used to in my 30s, 40s, 50s, early 60s, but you work smarter and you work harder, all kinds of stuff. And a big shout out to, let's not go too fast here. A big shout out to my host, Bill Williams. Bill, you're rocking it. And I'm going to go back to Bill for a second. He's a baby boomer like me. And unlike a lot of baby boomers, they have completely disregarded social media. You cannot do that today. And we're going to talk about that in a second. Okay. I get so excited. And so I'm in private practice. I also run a coaching group called the Big Group. And being in private practice, I think, is very important. And I'll come to that in a second. I'm known as the PurpleCowWow guy. One of the t-shirts that I have that my team gave me from a Bitmoji is dream big. You always got to dream big. Shoot for another solar system. And if you land on Saturn, that is okay. And that simply means if you dream to get across the street, you're going to get 3 feet. If you dream to go 2 miles down, you'll get across the street. Dream big. There's nothing wrong with dreaming big. Yes, you may get some failures. Things may happen. In the middle of every difficulty, people, lies opportunity. I want to give a quick, as my buddy David Moffat would say from Australia, a quick backstory that Bob has. My first 14 years of practice, I was just in outer space. As so many people don't know, because I left it in 1998 for many reasons, most of them ethical, I literally pioneered lasers in dentistry, literally. Anytime somebody picks up a laser, it comes back to me. Gordy Christensen interviewed me not too long ago and said, what was the best thing to come of pioneering lasers? I said, one, it put me face to face with all you guys. You picked me up early on, you mentored me. I must look like a punk. I was like 30 years old. They were like 40, 42. So they were old to me. And but every time somebody used a laser, especially on children, frenectomies, no bleeding, no swelling, no scarring, no suturing, see as you go technology, reduction in surgical time, no pain afterwards. Doesn't get any better than that. But I was out there lecturing, not paying attention to the practice. My practice partner was running it. In 1998, August 28th, 5:05 p.m., Chicago time is a day that is implanted in my brain for the rest of my life. 2 days before, my appendix blew. It was kind of a joke, but only a type A driver. I fell down in the shower floor at 5:05 a.m. on a Monday, and I knew what happened. My appendix blew, and I was like, God darn it, I got a busy case today. I don't have time for this. Drove myself to the emergency room, paged one of my buddies. Long story short, took my appendix out. It was like a joke to everybody. 2 days later, 5:05 p.m., I see the surgeon and the pathology chairman and the oral path chairman walking down the hall with very straight faces, which was unlike them. And I knew everybody in path because of the masters in oral path, and they sat down. Chairman of oral path had become like a second dad to me. And Ed sat on my bed. He was rubbing my head. He lost these 2 fingers in the Polish resistance in World War II. Could not wait to come to America, Bob. He grabbed me and he said, I came down last night at 2 a.m. when they read your pathology report. I couldn't believe. I have been the one to tell you, you have one of the most aggressive cancers we have ever seen. We have never seen one. you have a very aggressive adenocarcinoma of your appendix, and we think you have less than 6 months to live because your appendix blew, cells are everywhere, Bob. And Ed started crying. Never seen Ed cry. 6'4", tough son of a boom. That moment changed my life. I didn't think I was going to tell this backstory today, but it caused me to focus. I realized I had been an idiot when it came to practice management, an idiot. My practice partner, greatest guy on the planet, I'd sit in his chair, but it wasn't for me. I bought him out. I called one of my mentors. I signed a secrecy agreement because he didn't want anybody to know that they use a coach. And I hired her for a year and a half, told her I was going to take her systems and make them better. I was going to blow them out of the water, develop something called the PBR that we'll come to in a second. My practice overhead was out of control. I became a Fortune 500 dental business. We're living through, people, the most unprecedented time as we know it in our human history. I would give anything to go backwards in time and stop the virus from happening. But this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to create change that had never been in your practice and anything else before. This is a time to lead the pack with PurpleCowWow systems, unprecedented practice action for unprecedented times, okay? Sorry, I was on a rant. I love going on rants, but they're fun. Every time I turn around, I was talking about this with someone you all may know, but we promised we wouldn't say who we are. Every time we turn around, there's a different practice management coach every other day. But most of them have never been in the trenches unless it's the end of the day. You're taking an impression on tooth number 18. That's 237 in most of the world. And all of a sudden you pull out the impression and there's blood on it on the distal facial. And you're like, oh no, got to start the impression over. You're looking for loose enamel rod. You're doing this. It's getting late. You can't relate to that unless you've done it, period. Okay. This is my dream team. This is my private practice team. They're what I call a 5-star PurpleCowWow team. Don't have time to go into that in the hour that we have. But wait a minute, Bill. Kaynor just texted me, we have till midnight. Just kidding. And you got to have an awesome team. If you don't have an awesome team, man, nothing works. Nothing. Got to have an awesome 5-star PurpleCowWow team. Never thought I would be into practice management. My buddies Linda Miles and Roger Levin called it on the money about 21 years ago at a meeting. We were all speaking in Boston, and they said, you're going to end up in management. I looked at them and I go, you guys are crazy. They were spot on. Linda still teases me about it all the time. We talked the other day on something. These are my 2 EAs in the PIC group. Kristen and Diana couldn't do what I do without them. And everywhere I go, I bring a purple cow. It becomes part of your brand. She's right here watching with us. And we're going to get to brand in a minute because you got to promote your brand. Okay. What is your brand? All right. And I'm laughing, read the comments. This comes from Pavel. I love him. I have been dreaming to drive a Ferrari, but I'm still dreaming. You're going to get there and you're going to pay cash for it. All right. PurpleCowWow is how to stand out in a remarkable way. What they don't teach you in dental school. There's only so many hours in a day. There's only so much you can teach in dental school. Management is huge today. And I don't care if you're opening up your own practice. I don't care if you're the lowest man on the totem pole, an associate. You're in a DSO right now. What you do in management and how you do it and how you talk to your patients will affect everything that you do, period. PurpleCowWow now. We're going to talk about how and forever. It's so important, you have no idea. And if you ever told me, Gordy was asking me this the other day, did I ever think I'd be known as the PurpleCowWow guy? No way. You never know where time takes you. Unprecedented practice action, unprecedented times. We still got COVID. It's not as crazy. It's sort of behind us, sort of. This is an unprecedented time. Got to separate yourself. Got to think out of the box. You got to think quick. There's times no different than a pro football player. So you got to get the ball, turn, pivot, and swing a different direction than you were given in the play. Things happen. It's also part of a lecture I give called Super Powerful Management Secrets to become a super successful dental business. Notice dental is in purple. I came up with this when I lectured for Paul Goodman about 4 years ago because he loves the word super. I tease, that's millennials' favorite word. It's like super awesome and super cool. And it was like super wonderful, right? All right. So dental's in purple. It's also part of new patients' growth and wealth creation. And the rules of the game have changed. I don't want to speak for Bill, but I think he'd agree with me. We're sort of the last generation of dentists that when we opened, we could simply open up, hang out our sign, and we cranked it. But with time, if you didn't change, you ain't cranking it, okay, as we say in Chicago. I'm certainly not a financial advisor. Anything I would say financially is for entertainment purposes, but wealth creation is huge, people. Huge. Money does not buy you health. I know. I could have had all the money in the world. Nothing would have stopped me from getting adenocarcinoma in my appendix and being told I have less than 6 months to live. But money buys freedom. And everything we're going to talk about today buys freedom. Freedom is huge, period. And one of the only things I did early on was start putting practice overhead away and personal overhead. When I got sick, I had no idea when I was going to be back in the office. Came back 9 days later. Long story, that's a whole other story. One of the things my office manager said is, "Oh my God, don't worry, Dr. Pick. I was worried about the 90 days of insurance kicking in." She goes, "Don't forget, you have 6 months of practice overhead and personal overhead stuck away." It's the only thing I did right at that point. Do it, start it now. There's so many awesome and fun ways to start putting personal and practice overhead away. That's a whole other different lecture. I don't get excited. Where does PurpleCow come from? I get that asked all the time. It comes from Seth Godin's book, PurpleCow. It's a tiny little book, a former New York Times bestseller. It's a little teeny thing, 132 pages, 2 number 2 bathroom breaks, and you got it read. So it's a very easy read, small book. Okay. The moral of the story is this. For those of you that have been to the States or been up in our state of Wisconsin, there's farms everywhere. Everything is a black and white Holstein cow. They all look alike. But all of a sudden, if you were driving and saw a purple cow, you'd slam on your brakes. You would take pictures with your smartphone video. There'd be a traffic jam. Oh my God, it's a purple cow. You're sticking out. And the key to success in anything is finding a way to stick out. You want to be the purple cow in a field of black and white Holstein cows. You want to make your practice remarkable. And in a few seconds, we're going to talk about how and where you can do this. Okay. So something remarkable is worth talking about. Oh my God, it's a purple cow. People talk about it. It's worth noticing. You do it right, it's going to get you 5-star Google reviews. It's exceptional. It's new. Something never seen before. It's a purple cow. I'm purple, they're not. I want you to start thinking about that when you get in your car, when you open up the office door. What can we do that's purple cow? Wow. Now, those are the things that are going to allow you to crank it. It's interesting. It's a purple cow. Boring and routine stuff you don't see anymore. When I coach, and I hope I'm not talking too fast, I get excited. When I coach, first thing I do is go to somebody's website, their social media pages, all kinds of stuff. Everybody says the same thing. We went to the best schools. We got the best training. Everybody graduated in the top 10% of their class. We do this, we do CIRAC, we do Invisalign, we do intraoral But what do you do that's different than anybody else? Think of stuff. One of my biggest pet peeves, when I go to a website, about the doc, coming soon. Go look at your website. It's got to be up to date. it's your typical black and white cow. You want to be different. I knew I got branded when several years ago I did a podcast for Len Tao and raving patients. And he goes, let's sit down with the PurpleCowWow guy to talk about steps you can take to make your practice a Fortune 500 dental business. I'm going to repeat that. Fortune 500 dental business. One of my quotes, imitate those that are successful, put your own spin on it and crank it. There's a reason something and somebody is successful. There's a reason Fortune 500 companies are on the market. There's a reason they're Fortune 500. They're doing something right, okay? Wherever I go, I bring a purple cow and I give it to somebody that said something fun, did something fun. Bigger the audience, the more purple cows. They're going to go home. They're going to take pictures of it. They're going to put it on their Facebook pages. And it begins to build your brand. PurpleCowWow now. You must develop and do your purple cows in every aspect of your practice, which is also your dental business, people. Okay? Remember, tomorrow's Monday for a lot of us, and it's Monday for others. When you open up that door to your office, it's showtime. And sometimes what'll separate a successful band from a band that never gets successful is showtime. I don't care if you like the Rolling Stones. I don't care if you like Adele. When they go on stage, it's a show. I guarantee there's been times when Mick Jagger's gone on stage. Oh my God, I ate something. I'm going to blank in my pants during a song. I had an argument with his girlfriend. But when it's on stage, man, it's showtime, period. And that's important if you want to crank it to another level. And it's always about excellence and ethics, always. So let's open up the curtains. Image coupled with a strong performance is unstoppable. Think about that. Who comes to mind as a Chicagoan first? Michael Jordan. Wherever this guy goes, people know who he is. MJ, okay? He had strong performance on the court. He was always in a suit and tie, image, strong performance. I hate when they Photoshop him on my body, slam dunking a ball. But what are you going to do? Tony Robbins. I just noticed this yesterday. I gave a lecture in the Philippines. He's wearing a purple tie. Never saw this before for some reason. Tony's awesome. He's also demanding. He's tall. He's a huge presence. Awesome guy. PurpleCowWow. By the way, everybody that's watching, including Bill, who I can see, put your hands up like this. Put your hands up. All right. That's how you get that picture. Put your hands down. And I showed this to somebody when I was first out laughing at big ballroom, like 300 people, had everybody put their hands up. They snapped the picture and I said to the ballroom, that's how these pictures are done. So little tricks of the trade. Every one of my team members in my practice and in my pick group knows this quote. If you do what you've always done, you're gonna get what you've always gotten. And as humans, change can be very tough for us, okay? So if you do what you've done, if you do what you've always done, you're gonna get what you've always gotten. You all should want to, when you go and you practice with your teams, create unbelievable change never seen before. Think outside the box. About 6 years ago, I was watching an interview and Steve Martin, and going on, and he says, people ask me all the time, how do you get an agent? How do you do this? How do you get that? And he goes, the answer is simple. He's so good they can't ignore you. I said, bingo. I went back, recorded part of that interview at every PPR, which we're going to get to, pick business team building retreat, whether it's my own team or those that I coach, whether I'm in person or virtual now. I play this in the beginning of day one before anything else happens. The interview where he says, he's so good, they can't ignore you. Think about that. Think about that too. Every time you get into your car and out of your car going into work, be so good, they can't ignore you. Michael Jordan couldn't, if he didn't speak, it wouldn't have mattered. He was awesome on the court and great image. So important. So be so good, they can't ignore you. I repeated it like 6 times, but it's that important. When I can give an all-day lecture on management, I give the PIC group top secrets. So top secret number 44, I felt was a big one. And I want to go over things that will help you in this unprecedented practice action. Part of getting, and I did a webinar the other day called Cracking the Code on Case Acceptance. And part of it was doing something called a preclinical interview before you meet a patient. But if you understand behavioral styles, you're going to have a greater chance of a patient going, yes, okay. Don't have time to go into it here, but I had my office manager on when I did the thing, and I said to them, when you meet the patient the right way, we meet everybody in a room away from the dental chair. So kind of a smaller room, like an office with wards and all the slides if I want, where I can meet the patient out of a dental chair, out of a bib. 99% of patients, when I go, before we bring you to a room, any questions from me about my training, my team, or anything we're going to do today, they kind of look around the room and go, no, let's go. I could say to them right then and there, and never even looked in their mouth, let's get you scheduled right now for the 2 implants. Okay. So important to understand behavioral styles. So I want to go over something. I use something called DISC, huge, unbelievable. I was taught this very early on in 1985 by one of my amazing mentors, Pete Dawson. And boy, when Pete knew you one-on-one, he was to the point, Pick, if you don't do this, I'm going to go boom you up the kabang. Every bad word came out of his mouth. And that was not his image on stage. D stands for driver. Rawr, a bear, fast-paced, bottom line. I stands for the goofy monkey. S stands for steady relator. And you notice my voice change. And when you do see, if I didn't have my reading glasses on and I knew I had an analytical, they're going on, I'm going to be very serious, very monotone. I want to know how many microns it will be when that implant is placed, how many, I don't care how many months it takes to heal. I want to know it to the hour. That's going to be very important to me. So before we get started, I'd like to give you 3-4 articles on this. That would be great. Okay. You're imitating them. You can't be them, but you got to know who you're dealing with. Everybody's got a primary and a secondary personality. This is huge, okay? D stands for driver. I never talk politics. No, even my politicians. I have a politician who's a patient that you all know. She doesn't know what side I'm on. But Trump, to make you laugh, he's my way or the highway, okay? Let's do it now. It's huge. I don't care. Now, huge, okay? Drivers. Simon Cowell from America's Britain's Got Talent. Wait, stop, off the stage. You know, you're not any good. Goodbye. Okay. They're my way or the highway. You've got to know who you're dealing with. So if I got a Simon Cowell that I'm doing a preclinical interview, I'm going to recognize it right away. And by the way, you got a good team. My team members can tell you on the phone when they're talking to the patient, the profile. Our assistant, when they get to the office, brings them, gives them an office tour, puts them in a preclinical interview, educational conference room. They'll say to me, oh man, you got an analytical, we'll see you in an hour. You got a driver, we'll be done in 2 minutes. So when I know it and I recognize it, I'm like, you know, Simon, with your permission, we got a lot to do. Let's get right to the point. I'm going to give you the basic bottom line on this. Let's maximize everything. Would that be okay with you? Yes. So I'm talking their language. I want it done and I want it done right now. Okay, driver. Okay, Dr. Phil when he's mad. I, interactive or expressive. Okay, my primary personality. I'm what's called an ID. I'm expressive, and when I'm really when I'm really moving, man, I'm a driver. When I took the test, I almost said no amiable and no analytical. Dolly Parton, Steve Carey, look at that face. Ah! That's expressive. Okay, Dolly Parton. You got to know who you're dealing with. Oh, let me tell you what happened. And let me tell you the story and sit down for a minute and get a cup of coffee. We had 7 people and one was dressed like that. Oh my God. So expressive. So if I got an expressive in the chair, you know, when we put these 8 veneers on you, your smile is going to be wonderfully dynamic. When you talk, everybody's going to notice, and I'm talking their language. S stands for amiable or steady relator. And if you've noticed, I've changed my voice tone. I'm somewhat soft, somewhat quiet. I don't care what religion you are. I use the Pope as an example. I'm not Catholic, but I think this guy is soft, sweet, never wants to hurt anybody. When I have an amiable, I'm going to be a little bit slower. And I could sometimes say to them, you know, this is a lot of information. If you need to sit down with your spouse, that's okay by me. We can do a second consult for free. This is a lot of information. Oh, wow. Thank you for going over that with me. Okay. So huge. We're all in this together. Let's work as a team. C stands for calculating or analytical. Mr. Spock was the first one that came to mind when I made these slides up maybe 5-6 years ago. Einstein, okay, Bill Gates. So if I got analytical in the chair, you know, when we go to the exam, it's going to be very important that all my I's are dotted and my T's are crossed. This has to be done as perfect as we can. If you'd like, I can give you some literature so you can read it. It'll tell you how many microns did it. Oh, wow, that would be awesome. So you're speaking their language. Can you provide me documentation for your claims? So DISC, huge, huge, huge. Some people will think some personality profiles are better than others, not so. They're all correct. We're all different. And with the craziness we have going on in the world today with hate, I came up with a quote that I'm so honored. One of my friends who's an anchor here in Chicago uses it. And it's, we all have green gallbladders, we all have pink intestines, and we all bleed red. We all just look a little different on the outside. And you may not like everybody, and that's okay. But if we learn to respect one another, we can rock the world. And one of the things this global summit has done, doc to doc, Kanor, $50 million, man, for the idea. It's made us a lot closer and a lot cooler. It's set up friendships that are just amazing. So I love this. Habits are huge, huge. And you want to know more about habits? The best guy with the book on habits is Brian Tracy. Try to break bad habits, build good ones. Two of his quotes I love. Good habits are hard to form, but easy to live with. Bad habits are easy to form, but they're tough to live with. Habits are formed by repetition. You got to start associating them with your goals. We know that good habits take 66 days to form. You've got to repeat it well and well and well and well. Okay, habits. Again, don't have time to go over everything. I love this quote by Bill Walsh. Money flow starts with mind alignment, because I want you all to have freedom. Okay, and everything we're talking about works. This is a time for you to do unprecedented practice action. Bam. All right. Hope everybody's doing okay. Leadership is huge. Everybody leads differently. Okay. The military shows that less than 1/10 of 1% will ever make it to the rank of 1-star general. That's a very small amount. Leadership is tough. We all lead differently. But remember, during private practice, you're the leader of your team. Go to YouTube, learn how to do things that are leadership wise. Hire the right coach. We're all different. I love leading, but once I saw this quote from Cynic, boom, bingo, leadership is not about being in charge. It's about taking care of those in your charge. And I'm going to show you some super coolly awesome things that I started before COVID, worked out amazing during COVID, and has helped us out ever since. Okay. I love my team. I love my team. Okay. I started a group text about 6 years ago, 5 years ago. It became very powerful during the lockdown. And here's what I did. I do this type of stuff all the time. Maybe once a week, I'll send a video. I like video. So here's what I sent to everybody. I like video, so I'm going to send video. Great job this week, everybody. We kicked some butt. And awesome day yesterday. Oh my goodness, I told everybody hello this morning. I didn't even have one chance to go and get ice cream yesterday. Not one chance. Crazy day. We actually made it through almost on time. A great stuff. Great day today. Everybody kicked butt. And Vanessa, great job. Got the review from the patient. Assistant smoked it. Front desk smoked it. And we got 3 referrals today. So love everybody. Great job. Keep up the great work. Have a Purple Cow Wow weekend. We'll see everybody on Monday. So you do something like that, you blow your team away. Group text. Okay. Start one. Watch the effect it has on your team. Start a group text. Somebody did something awesome. You had a great day. Hey, everybody, awesome day. Love you all. Can't wait for tomorrow. You'll blow them away. We thought out of the box last Christmas. I never thought I would do a virtual Christmas. We usually have an awesome Christmas. We use a golf club near my office, and we have an awesome time. Couldn't do it this year. So we did a Zoom Christmas. I had pizza and food and drinks delivered to everybody's house at the same time. My OM coordinated it. And then when they least expected, I said, well, wait a minute, there's somebody in the waiting room. Who is it? And I had hired a magician from Wisconsin that came in, did magic for us for about 35, 40 minutes. Virtual Christmas party. Everybody was blown away. They couldn't believe food came to their door, but we had a magician, you blow them away. Remember, think out of the box. Stress has been driving not only Dennis crazy lately. I never thought I would see what we're going through today. Never thought I would see pictures like this. And this really broke my heart. This was last September, October's cover of our Chicago Dental Society review. Uneasy feeling, economy, civic unrest, and pandemic strains dentist mental health. That is so sad. Where I'm in staff at Northwestern, they just recreated our doctor's lounge. I got to take pictures of it. It's the most unbelievable thing. There's these like chairs that one company represented, the Nathan Ho's Win-Win Summit. These chairs you can lay down in, your feet go in it, it gives you a massage in your own private room in there. Mind-blowing what they did at Northwestern. But it's so sad, but it's going to be a good thing that came from it. When I talk to dentists, doesn't matter where I'm lecturing. I can be in Timbuktu, Africa. I can be here. Dentists will go, oh gosh, not enough time, not enough money, not enough new patients, not enough fun. Team issues, depending where you're at in the world. Oh God, I hate dental insurance. It's one of the reasons I've always been fee for service. And I would like to tell this patient to another hygiene cancellation, not enough referrals. I should have charged more. Busted my dupa and or it's parlo italiano, culo, and what the blank, okay? Corporate dentistry, too much overhead, feeling isolated and alone, overwhelmed and on demand, stressful day, not sure about your future. I have awesome days, but as dentists, we work inside something the size of a baseball. And if we're off by a 16th of a millimeter on a restoration, patient goes, this doesn't feel right. Imagine somebody coming back to their general surgeon, my scar is off by 16th of a millimeter. Can you do a gingival plan? I said, okay, come on. We work hard. It's mentally tough. There's times I come home, I want to say to my Carmen, oh my God, just don't talk to me for 2 minutes. I need to vegetate out. It's part of dentistry. But so many dentists want to push the help button. And everything we're talking about helps with that help button. So many dentists run the race, but sadly enough, they're spinning, going nowhere and fried. You've got to do these things we're talking about. It's huge, okay? The solution is purple, and it comes out of a purple box. So let's take off, talk about more of these things. Top secret number one. When I give an all-day lecture, I start with this, mentors. Mentors are huge. And depending on where you're at from the United States, you could also say mentors, okay? Mentors are the missing link in dentistry and any profession. It's better to recreate genius than to recreate mediocrity. And I discovered that early on. Greatest part about pioneering lasers, besides that, was putting face-to-face leaders of dentistry at the time. We were at the same meetings. They took me under the wing and mentored me. And when I got sick and did a tremendous change, without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. Thank God they're all here today, except poor Pete Dawson passed away last year. The dude on the upper right of the screen, Goldstein and Garber early on took me under the wing. Christensen, Denny Tarnow, these people were huge to me. I'll never forget 85 at the Hinman meeting. I did TV. was lecturing in the afternoon. It was the only time I got nervous lecturing. I looked in the audience. These 5 were out there along with 3 others, all sitting next to each other talking. I'm like, oh God. They were all waiting for me afterwards. I answered a bunch of questions. The last 2 were Goldstein and Garber. Garber's really kind of short. He's got this great South African accent. And he goes, boy, we love your honesty, but I think you can do better lecturing. Would you come to dinner? And I said, yes. Within 1 week, I went from, this is way before PowerPoint. I went from 1 carousel slides to 3 carousels, left, middle, right, 3 screens. In the bottom of the middle carousel was a VHS projector. So there was times that before and after of a case, and then I'd run the video, blew the audience away. Wasn't for Garber, I wouldn't know how to do that. And even though I signed a secrecy agreement, could be that one of those mentors is who I went to for management help. Love this quote by Jim Rohn. I want you to implant this in your head. You're the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Oh man, am I in trouble? But no, think about that. I love investing. I got such a late start in investing. It's pathetically unbelievable. Don't feel sorry for me, but I made up in volumes I can never make up for compounded interest. Every Sunday night, I get together with 6 guys for a 20-minute Zoom call on investing. I'm like the second dumbest guy on the thing, but I've learned so much from these guys. I would not have the power and the freedom that I have right now because of them. So you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. Think about what you're doing, who you're surrounding yourself with. A current mentor on the business side is my buddy, Dick Portillo. Some of you, depending where you're at, have no idea what a Portillo's is. If you live in Midwest, California, Texas, Arizona, you're going to know Portillo. And this is what he started with. He was so poor, he came out of the Marines, high school education. His parents came here from Italy, popped out of the womb 2 months afterwards. He started this doghouse. He was so poor, he ran a hose illegally from a house behind the thing into here for about 2 months. Couldn't afford an industrial dishwasher. He and his first wife took all the dishes home, washed them, came back. But he had principles, ethics, and determination. This is like 6 months ago. Dick has become, we've been friend for 35 years. It's a World War II history nut like me. You ready, all sitting down? Again, I want to know what he did right. In 2016, Warren Buffett bought him out for $1.2 billion. That's B for billion. And he owned the land that every Portillo sat on. The land was not part of the deal. So Dick also gets rent on 67 locations every month. Ain't bad. His biggest takeaway to me, Bob, you get one chance in business to do your numbers that month. And if you don't do it, never going to do it again. I have a manager that couldn't figure that out the door, period. Okay. This is Dick today. He's just the most awesome individual, awesome friend. If I needed him at 3 a.m, he'd fire up his plane and he'd be here in 2 seconds. Secret number 2. I think we have about 15 minutes or so till we start at 10 minutes. We'll get through everything. And I'd rather do some of this stuff than answer some questions. You wear 2 hats every day, a clinical hat and a business hat. Okay. The clinical hat's got to be on first with ethics, but you're running a business. Okay. And I can't wait. See if I have one close by here. I can't wait to get my Harvard Business Review every month. I can't wait to get the International Journal of Peri-Restorative. I'm still the biggest dental nerd on the planet, but I love business. And remember, your dental degree will not make you successful at running your practice, your DSO, associateship, whatever it is. But your attention to the business side of the practice will. You want to pretend you're a Fortune 500 dental business, knowing your brand with ethics always first. This is a sad fact from the American Dental Association. 96% of dentists cannot afford to retire at the age of 65, and a 0% increase the last 2 years, where yet costs have gone up. It breaks my heart. If you pay attention to stuff, great things happen. I'm not bragging, I'm not perfect. We came back from the quarantine, had an unbelievable June, July, August, September, October, November, December. We broke our records for production and did better in 2021 than 20. It was thinking out of the box, was paying attention to all of this stuff. It works. So I want you all to go from becoming the dentist in your practice to the CEO of your dental business. CEO, Chief Executive Officer. And as the CEO, you must begin to behave like one, walk like one, talk like one, and think like one. So again, you walk in that door, it's showtime, you're the CEO, what are you going to do? Okay, should have all kinds of stuff delegated. Don't have time to go into that. Elon Musk doesn't walk into his corporate office and go, let me check to see if we got toilet paper in the bathroom. Okay. I get so excited with this stuff. Top secret number 3. There's 4 basics of a successful practice. You got to have great clinical skill, great business system, great team, and great team environment. I saw this picture of this team jumping. I'm like, wow, that's a PurpleCowWow team with energy. They get showtime. But it's all about relationship building and communication. You understand that this personality profile, you know what to do. You meet the patient at preclinical interview room, 100% case acceptance. It's a lot more. Got to know your why. Relationship is your key to success. A must-have with your patients, your friends, your family, your team, your specialists out here. It's a must-have with your referring teams. It's huge. So it's all about relationships. Important, important, important. Top secret number 7, a big one, huge, 007. The PBR, the Pick Business Team Building Retreat. Okay. It's about using retreats to become a Fortune 500 dental business. It's an all-day event. It's done outside of the office. You can't do it in the office. Too many distractions. It's a must. And we did them virtual with the teams I coached. You pretend you're a Fortune 500 dental business and one of the Fortune 100 companies to work for. So when I coach an office, as an example, I do all kinds of fun things with my EAs. So when this team gets a binder, one of the first things they see is their dental center is the number one Fortune 100 company to work for. And I make up a little thing about the office. Team goes to great lengths to ensure the patient gets a great smile they deserve. They do the PBR. This is a dental company to watch. So it begins to subliminally go into that team's head. But if you don't got the right team, it ain't gonna work. So basic principles that Fortune 500 companies adhere to, dental businesses never subscribe to. 2018, I wrote this article for Dentistry Today, use retreats to become a Fortune 500 dental business. Look it up. To my blow away, it's the second most read article. It now is close to like 17,500 views. Mind blowing, but it told me I struck a chord, okay? And for those of you musicians, it was a C chord, no sharps, no flats. It was spot on. Everyone gets a binder when you do it. And there's stuff in there from the organization, refereed articles, things that you got to do. Different people get different assignments, handouts. The top one is from a team that's been rolling at it for 4 years. The bottom binder that you see there is from a premier PBR. It's where you develop your mission, vision, culture statement. Most dental businesses don't have one. Start with a fun raffle during the day, fun raffles throughout the day. You got to look at your production collection versus goals. I hear dentists say to me, I don't want my team to know how much I make. Give me a break. If they don't know how much you make, they can't help you. If you don't think everybody doesn't know what Elon Musk makes, they want to work for a successful company. Everybody knows what Bezos makes. So you got to have a manager's report. I start a PBR with my own team, let's say. My manager spends 10 minutes talking about what's going on. My admin team, my hygiene team, my assisting team. We'll get to this in a second. Your ORESMC, your office rep extraordinaire, also can be called public relations coordinator, social media coordinator, a huge position today. I don't have time to do all my posts. I just don't. My ORE, Kristen, does it, PRC. It's a must-have today. He or she's your office rep. It's got to have a great aura, a great stance, a great presentation. There's so many things dentists don't do. Visit senior centers. Talk about what you do. Schools. Get yourself in magazines. Coordinates all the marketing. I'm not one that'll ever be on a billboard or this sort of stuff, but you got to do things that are classy. Stay classy and always above the board. It's a must today. Coordinate study clubs if you run them. I have a hygiene study club, which has been huge, coordinates all of that stuff. It's a must have today, a social media coordinator, SMC, okay? Also your public relations coordinator. This is a mind-blowing stat. Only 30% of practices have a Facebook page. Mind-blowing. If you want to run a practice, you've got to be on social media. Don't have time to go into it. You should be on Instagram and Facebook. And depending on the age of your patients, you want to sometimes post more than another. And I used to be on Twitter. We decided to eliminate it. But Facebook and Instagram, I get 20 to 25% of my new patients every month from social media. Okay. It's huge, 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 huge. You got to go live, promote stuff, talk about it before you do it, what background you're going to use. And it's so important. So when you go live on Facebook, you can do things you can't do. During the quarantine, we picked up an incredible amount of new patients by me going on live with one of my hygienists who I made my ICC, infection control coordinator, talking about what we're doing. People would bring other people in to watch it, okay? Time it right. Logarithms, so many things are important. Don't have time to go into it now. But promote your brand. Questions sometimes are asked. Make sure you look good before you go live. And I'm in trouble. Here's one we just did the other day. This just came on my private office Facebook page 3 days ago. We have gotten 6 new patients. 6 new patients from it. 6. And here's what we did. This is my hygienist, Vanessa. She loves this stuff. This is going to be one in a series of 6 videos. I'm only going to play like 20 seconds of it, but they're all on the mouth-body connection. Notice she's wearing a logo. The logo is behind her. Listen to this for like 10 seconds. Blow you away.
Hello, everyone. Vanessa here from Progressive Periodontics and Implants. I am one of Dr. Pick's dental hygienists. I'd like to invite you to a series of educational videos that we have branded our Hygiene Connection, where we will discuss the importance of your oral health and the role that it plays in the oral systemic link in your overall health. What exactly is the oral systemic link? It has been said that the mouth is the gateway to your overall health. More and more medical and dental professionals are finding so very, very true. Your mouth will reflect what's going on with your body's health, and vice versa. Your body will reflect what's going on with your oral health, hence the oral systemic link. These educational videos will explain the link between your oral health and how it affects your body from head to toe. June has been labeled Alzheimer and Brain Health Awareness Month.
Okay, you get the idea. We think out of the box and we develop these at our PBRs. Once a week, I do a 1-hour Zoom call with Kristen, my social media coordinator, public relations coordinator. Scripting is important. Ask for referrals. You practice all this stuff. Everybody should be carrying their business card around and a super coolio, awesome trifold brochure that tells you about the practice. So if somebody gives you an awesome compliment, you know, Bill, I appreciate the compliment on your hygiene visit today. Stephanie is just awesome. I don't advertise with your permission. That meant so much to me. I'd like to give you this. It tells about our practice. If you know somebody that you think should be here, if you could give this to them, would be awesome. So scripting, how to hand this out. It's a trifold brochure with information on your phone number, name, website about you, so on and so forth. They're in about also 4 different places in the office, done classy, but it's funny. The #1 place they're taking the fastest from, this is our office patient bathroom, and cracks me up. Always carry your business cards with you. You never know where you're going to run into somebody. So important. Quickly here, about 6 minutes from done, I think. There's what's called the bar. You have gross production, you have overhead. I see so many dentists focus on overhead. Oh my God, I got to get my overhead down by 2% or 3%, 4%. Yes, you do. But the greatest way to increase that bar, that middle, which is the fat, which is your money, is to increase your production. Yeah, you may be stuck in insurance in some cases, but if you're fee for service, if you have non-insurance patients, tomorrow or next day you're in your office, raise all your fees by 10%. You will most likely lose nobody and you make 10% more. I guarantee this procedure could raise by 20%. Okay. We work hard at what we do. We don't charge enough. Dental insurance, in my opinion, is so goofed up. I don't need to go into it because we'll be here till 4 a.m. Okay. You do brainstorming. Everyone gets a light bulb at a PBR. Someone has an awesome idea. Boom, the light bulb goes up. Everybody stops. What do you got? Group participation, breakout sessions, team reports. We watch motivational videos. We develop our PurpleCowWows that blow patients away, that makes you remarkable over everybody else. Okay. And wait to see one of the top secrets coming up in a second. It's going to be your biggest return on investment. Make sure your website is done right. Okay. Make sure there's an intro video. Make sure there's a video landing page. Make sure you got links to social media. Okay. Make sure you got superior web design. Make sure that you have interviews and videos of testimonials. Okay. So important. And answer questions. Is there a clear call to action? Video, video, video. Make sure you got the video banner. Okay. Intro video. There should be an intro video about you, talking about you on the site. Okay. Just because of time, I'm going to skip through mine, but it's just, hey, everybody, it's Bob Pick. Welcome to Progressive Periodontics and Implants, blah, blah, blah. It's me sitting on my desk talking about stuff. Should be pictures of your team. I should never want to see coming soon. Okay. People love video testimonials, and my video testimonials represent my team, my practice, and the world. Okay. So every PBR, you got to look at your website, look at your analytics. There's search engine optimization. Most people are unaware there's video search engine optimization. Write this down, people. Video engages 1,200 times greater than text. That's going to be important in 2 seconds. Is it responsive design? Do you see it on the phone, a tablet, a computer? It's got to show up everywhere and it's got to show up perfectly. Okay. You do a business SWOT. This is so huge. Quickly, look it up, SWOT. Every Fortune 500 business does this. Strength, weakness, opportunity, threats. You do a round robin. Somebody goes up to a whiteboard. Strengths, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go around the room. All right, give me our first strength, second strength, third strength. Strengths are huge. They come from within. They're helpful. Rip it off, big sticky, stick it on the wall. Then go to weaknesses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Round robin. And listen to what they're saying. You can go into weaknesses come from inside, but they're not good. Opportunities can come actually internal, external, but they're good. And then threats, again, threats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Threats can come inside, outside. Okay. A SWOT, a stew. If it wasn't for reading the Harvard Business Review, that's my Boston accent, I would not know a stew. Satisfy the patient team, extra mile, and the wow factor in all you do. This all has to be subliminal in everybody's mind. You get really good, do a personal SWOT. I carry my weaknesses with me. It's folded up in my thing right here. I look at it all the time, and I know what my weaknesses are. But if I look at them, I can make them strengths. Okay. I knew what my team was going to say. ADHD, follow through, impatient. I knew it was coming, but I listened to it and I tried to make it better. Okay. Do you have a mission, vision, culture statement? Do you know your why? Everybody says the same thing. I talked about it. We went to the best schools. We do this, we do that, but you got to know your why. Okay. When Simon Sinek was hired by Apple, they went explosive. So figure out your why. Why do you do what you do? I know my why as a coach. I never want anybody to make the mistakes that I've made. I want them all to get there faster than they ever thought possible with pioneering and amazing PurpleCowWow techniques with ethics and excellence always. Remember, you can't be everything to everyone. You just can't. Number 10 is branding. No matter where in the world I go, I know what Coke looks like. Amazing brand, okay? You all know these companies. Everyone should know your brand in your office, period. Almost done. In the business, by the way, it's called USP, unique selling proposition. It's differentiating yourself from the competition. You must build your brand. It must be PurpleCowWow. Begin by doing it every day and focus on it in your premier pick business team building retreat, because sameness stinks, okay? Sameness sucks. You want to be that balloon that's going to go higher than anybody else, okay? Power of branding, you're going to pay more for a Starbucks cup of coffee than anywhere else. It's mind-blowing. The lines in Starbucks are amazing, okay? And what makes you and your team different? What should it be? What could it be? Do I need to develop skills? What talents do I have that nobody else has? Your brand is the promise to your patient, okay? All right, you develop goals, the method to achieve the goal, you celebrate them, articles, all kinds of stuff, motivational videos that leaves everybody with an amazing, wow, I can't wait to do this again. We talked about dream big, shoot for another solar system, and if you land on Saturn, that's okay. All right, Dennis, quickly, please eliminate watching little from your conversations. Well, you got a little cavity, we'll watch it. There's a little break on the filling. Have you ever seen a little break get better? Talk to the patient and do it. Okay, eliminate those words, have fun. When I do my own PBRs, when I'm running for others, we have fun out throughout the day. About 3-4 times, everybody will win a seen on TV gag gift, and you may just like it, okay? We have a blast. This is one I did for an office. This is my own team. We have fun, okay? Do a round robin at the end, do things. At the end of day 2 of my own team, I give away whether it's a TV. Last time we did a iPad. I give books away. This is my own team coming up right here. Last PBR, I gave them Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I want them to be successful. I just thought of something I don't have time to go into. All right, video. We're coming to the end here. Again, mark this down. Video engages 1,200 times greater than text. Okay, I'm going to show you your biggest return on investment. First off, make sure you got a home and office studio. Okay, without an office studio, I couldn't do what I'm doing now. Okay. This actually, although this isn't us, but this is exactly what I would sort of look like right here. Okay. It's a whole other lecture, how you look good. If you notice, Bill is light on his face. I got light on my face, huge. People come on and where are they? This is my assistant, Sonia, doing a post-op with a patient, virtually. She lives really far. So blow people away. We talked about the infection coordinator. It makes you super coolio awesome. This was some of the stuff we did during the quarantine, blew everybody away. Call your patients the night before with an old call sheet, as we call it. We call it the ye old call sheet. Every day when I go home, I get a list of the patient's name, who the assistant was, and the procedure I did. We call them that night. How you doing? What's going on? Okay. Then here comes the blowaway. Next morning after morning huddle. And please, I don't have time to go into it here. Please do an awesome morning huddle. It's huge. And it's not done in the afternoon. It's not done at the end of the day. It's done in the morning. Should be no more than 10 to 15 minutes, but it should start an awesome day. It's called the PIC Post-Procedural Video Check. I published on this in 2018. I didn't think they would take it because they have my name in it. They did. It was a brainstorm. Again, the backstory on that one is awesome. It's done the day after the procedure. So I called the person the night before, right after morning huddle. My team and I, or myself and the 1 or 2 assistants, stay with me. Again, crown preps, veneers, extractions, implants, scaling and root planing. Anytime you give an injection, endo, okay, gum surgery, doesn't matter what you're doing, occlusal adjustment, you want to blow the patient away. God, I sound like I'm from Chicago today. You want to blow the patient away. So here's what the patient gets. This will come on their smartphone. Hi, Susan. It's Dr. Pick and team checking on you. Please see the video. So they'll click on it, and here's what Susan gets. Hi, Susan. It's Dr. Bob Pick, and I'm here with my surgical assisting team, Sonia.
Hi, Susan.
And Gosha,
Hi, Susan.
and social distancing. And we call this our post-surgical video check. Never fun to sit where you're sitting. I'm glad that was done. I'm also excited we didn't have to take that tooth out. It was the correct decision. The area will never be perfect, but I just don't think it's going anywhere. So repair was the right thing to do. Well, I don't know why we're cameras for there, so it's going to be normal. Any problems day or night, 630-898-5575. We're not here, we have new page. This is my cell, 773-230-5211. Please feel free to text back, let me know you're doing okay. And from Sonia.
Doing great. Have a great weekend. See you soon.
And Gosha.
Hope you're doing good. See you next time.
All right, bye. So that's what the patient gets. We purposely send it at about 11:30 a.m. So if they're at work, we want them to show it to everybody. It's a mind blow. Here's a typical text back. And by the way, we're about 3 minutes from done. They received a wellness check. You guys rock. Best team ever. Nice personal touch. That was awesome. That was an awesome video. The coolest, most thoughtful doctor and team ever. I pinch myself. How cool is that? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Facial swollen, tender, no pain. Joint commission was here, had to go to work, but the video put a smile on my swollen face. Thanks again. Doesn't get any better when they're smiling and you did something on. Video is so cool. Thanks for checking on me. This was a mother and son. The patient is smiling and no pain. You have no idea how much I appreciate this. Goes on and on. Doing good. You see all the exclamation marks with the red hearts. So you get this back once in a while. Boom. I have a referral for you. Can you send me a business card? Doesn't get any better than that. That's a huge return on investment. It costs 10 minutes of time and a phone stabilizer. That's it. Get a phone stabilizer. Okay. Check this response out.
Hello, Dr. Picky Gosha. That was the sweetest and kindest and coolest message. We all loved it. This is my husband, Rusty.
My wife cannot stop talking about you and your team. Thank you so very much for taking care of her.
Incredible, incredible. I'm doing well, and I thank you all very, very much. I'm blown away. I'm blown away. Thank you so much.
Your message was awesome.
It doesn't get any better than that. And I did 4 connective tissue grafts on her the day before. Wow. I remember, oh my God, I showed it to everybody at work. She works in a bank. This is kind of what it looks like. I should maybe update the picture. This was taken before COVID where they were right with me, but you get the idea. Use that phone stabilizer. I don't care how stable you are. It's huge. It tracks and it follows. Okay. So I personally use the Osmo phone stabilizer. Can buy it anywhere. The prices keep coming down. And finally, a great quote by Walt Disney, pretty successful dude. And by the way, he had a mustache. And at the time, nobody in the Disney Corporation could have a mustache. But the way to be very successful in marketing is to do what you do so well that people cannot resist telling others about you. And if you don't think that patient is going to tell others about us, it's our biggest ROI. So it all funnels down to the best patient experience ever. Important, huge. So done with my PowerPoint slides. Holy moly, I know we're in about 5 minutes over, but this stuff is so important. I get so passionate. I want everybody to crank it. If you came in late, please go back and watch from the beginning. There's things that will help you. Please watch all the other stuff that we do in Global Summit. It's the most amazing way to get unbelievable information, CE credit. It doesn't get any better than that. Tell your friends about what we're doing. Share it. That's how we can grow and become super coolio awesome. So if you need a speaker for a lecture or something, grab Bill, grab me again. We love what we do. Bye, everybody. We'll see you all later.
Thanks, Robert. Thank you for such an outstanding presentation. You know, the thing I take away from that is trench doctors know their business. You've been around a while, it shows. A lot of dentists are sitting there in amazement right now with the depth of what you just covered. And just like in my book, $10,000 a Day Dentist, you covered every aspect of it in just 1 hour. The mindset, the team development, marketing, facility location, and capacity. The secret to being ultra successful, the Purple dental team, is you have capacity. And when you can outdo all the other people in your local area because your capacity is better, that's when you stand out. So thanks for everything. And I really appreciate your time. I'm going to put up a little closing PowerPoint share screen here to close it out. And we've been rewarded today with quite a treatise on practice management from an experienced dentist who's successful. And every young dentist watching this, every seasoned dentist watching this should go back and watch this because there are gems. And bring Bob in for personal PBR. I think your practice would blossom. I've always found that hands-on, you go a lot farther, a lot faster if you bring somebody in and do this thing the right way. I want to suggest everyone that you take advantage of what Dr. Kenora Shaw and I have put together for all top 100 doctors, all dream team members, all those who are listening can take advantage of this, and that is to have a Global Summits deal, and you can go there and find out what it is. trimurl.co/Global Summits with a capital G and a capital S. Take a screenshot of that, write it down. This is going to be part of what we're doing in the near future with the Global Summits and with the teaching academy that we have. We're going to use the Academy teaching platform to teach in a much higher level, a lot more advanced system, and I want you all to have part of it. Now, Bob talked about one chance in business, your Patillo moment. If you join with us, Dr. Shaw and I, and you get this Global Summits position in Unpassive, this will be your ticket to being able to earn tremendous amounts of money outside of dentistry automatically without doing anything. So I just want you to write it down and learn about it. It's very important if you want to be an instructor. It's important if you want to be instructed, if you want to be part of the cadre of what's coming up. So those two things are the most important when we do our global group that we're putting together to teach. We're going to be using that platform. So thanks again, Dr. Pick, and look forward to seeing you on more broadcasts soon. Thanks everybody for attending.
Bye, everybody.